Let's
Gals, they're
go.
ready. Let's do it.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
Hey, look, again, yes, it's your time on the internet. Waste
There
it
won't be
however
any
the fuck you
Patriot
want.
Canucks game.
66 chips into the stream, fellas. 66 of these podcasts. Edward's not here with us, and we're going to make fun of him because he is like a 13-year-old girl in his DM group. And I'm going to text him with the beginning of the show later so he can see us all rip on him a little bit. Again, it's your time on the internet. Waste your life however you want to waste it. I'm wasting mine here for the next hour.
But do not expect to be honored by your theme song or the picture of your show if you don't appear. All right. So if there's no Canuck, this is just Orange Podcast Band OG original
Oh,
gangsters. That's all this is.
all day
Hell yeah.
long. Paul, what you got going on a Friday night?
Man, I'm living a dream. And so I decided today you guys would be proud. I made 2 new teaming agreements. I met with a missile defense contractor that we're going to team on a couple of things. I met with KBR, which is a big defense contractor, and they're on LogCap. LogCap is the Army's big logistics program that they have all over the world. And so we're looking at Kwajalein, Guam, and the Marshall Islands for doing some missile defense fire technology things, which is kind of our sweet spot. So I am pretty sure it's going to be a good Christmas at the Gant house because I'm going to maximize, my.
All sales. All sales are
Oh,
max.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm going to maximize my.
Well, man, I'm just going to tell you, and I don't know that you could talk about any of this. I'm really secretly hoping in the background that Bolsonaro, that there's a couple of male leaders, Hungary, El Salvador. There's a few that I hope are working on a mutual defense agreement outside of NATO, and maybe they will get some cool Golden Dome tech out of the agreement.
Um,
I
so
I want to start to dismantle NATO, but we have to set up other relationships first.
so I'm I'm headed to Europe here in a month or two, and going to spend a month or two over there. You know, uh, we've got a place over there, so
Hmm.
I'm gonna set up shop over there, and then I've got meetings with the UK MOD. I've got uh, meetings with Hungary, Poland, and believe it or not, Estonia, which have kind of been like a holdout, kind of you know trying to see which way the wind is blowing. But
Sure.
I got in contact with their MOD and I talked to some pretty high level guys, and they're like, dude, we want to talk to you.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, no, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so at least on the level you can talk about, are they getting sick of NATO's shit as the same way that the American taxpayers are getting sick of NATO's shit?
1,000%. It's just, yeah, everyone over there is just sick of it because it's
They
just
don't. They know
they
the
have
Cold
these
War's
failed
over.
policies and they're just not up to it.
Well,
The
they're
Cold War's
focused,
over.
Paul. They're focused on the wrong things. They're all about fomenting unrest in countries that are doing things they don't like by activating trannies and shit like that. I mean, that I can't even believe how short-sighted that strategy is.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't, yeah. It's just not even, well,
Yeah,
Well,
it defies explanation. It really does.
well, and it begs the question: when's the last time? And it doesn't matter whether it was our State Department or whether it was some other Western government. When's the last time that they ran a coup that was successful in making that country's new leadership be pro-Western? Good answer.
Maybe I think maybe the Shah of Iran. That might be the last time.
yeah.
Yes, that's the correct answer. 5 points. You get 5 points for tonight.
All right.
No, it definitely wasn't. I mean, if the wrong answer was Zelensky, so I'll give you the Shaw.
Oh, the Shaw. I hear his son is still hoping to make a comeback.
Dude, did
Oh,
you see
yeah.
that too?
Yeah. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I have no idea where Iran goes, but the only way for Iran to
Neither do they right now.
the only way
Yeah.
for Iran to become Persia again is for the native Persians to take care of it themselves.
Listen,
Because if
Sean, you were spot on, dude. There is no other solution than those guys doing their own thing at their own pace with their own people. There's
yep,
just nothing better than that, right?
Hey, Paul, that's actually the solution everywhere. And the thing that's great about this president is that he gets that. You know, it was very clear that the CCP was going to try to steal the Korean election. And, you know,
Yeah,
I mean, I would imagine the conversation in the Oval Office was if they expect us to stop them, well, they're nuts. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, you know, let them save
yeah.
themselves.
That's right.
Let them reach out to us if they want some help. But
That's right.
it shouldn't be us jumping in there. Hey,
Yeah,
look what's going to happen to you. No more of that. Same with Taiwan. I mean, I don't want the CCP to take Taiwan. I think Taiwan's ready to fight them, but I don't want to lead the charge going in there. I want Taiwan to lead the charge, and if we need to supplement, yeah, we can do that. But no way. I don't want U.S. GIs on Taiwan.
so the Obama Biden nation building um, way of doing things is done. It's just Trump is not doing that. So what we're doing, I've got some contracts in Africa. What we're doing in Africa, uh, they've started that Africa Union, which is kind of like, but better than the NATO of Africa. So they take what we're doing is through the State Department, we're developing capabilities with the more developed nations in Africa so that they can police their own continent without us doing it.
Yeah.
good.
And
Well, that's what these peace deals are about.
and
You know,
that's what
peace.
we're also,
Yeah.
JC, we're also doing it in PACOM. I'm building up. I've got 2 bases in the Philippines. I'm hiring people left and right, building up capability in the Philippines for Paycom, and my competitors are building up in Australia, and for me, what we call a differentiator, it gives me better value to the government. Is I'm right in the hunt. I'm in the Philippines.
Well, but and if you look at
I'm
this,
not in Australia going 1,700 miles to Guam.
Right.
I'm in the Philippines. I'm 200 miles away. I could be there in 45 minutes.
but so Australia, New Zealand are still they're colonies of the crown, just like Canada is, and
Yeah.
they just don't know it. They've been told by their media and their schools that they are independent nations, and I think it's a waste of time for anybody to try to help them out when it's the crown's problem, not ours,
Not ours.
not our
It's
problem.
not our circus, not our monkeys.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yep.
of the chief monkey, I mean, do you expect King Charles to come out and submit to Islam next week? I mean, every time the guy opens his mouth, it sounds like he wants to go to a mosque. I,
I look,
is this inbreeding? Is that what the issue is?
Yeah.
my
Yes.
that's funny. My best guess is that he is trying to make, for no reason at all, because they were a crucial part in the 1800s of helping in slavery. Britain was.
Yeah.
But I think he's feeling white guilt, and I'm not being facetious, and that he's trying to let all these invaders come in
Yeah.
because he believes that
Yep.
he has to make up, like Obama went around on the world apology tour. Sorry for American greatness. We didn't mean to be great. I think this is what Charles is doing in his last few years alive because he doesn't have many left to live.
Right. Yeah, and so my company's view is all of the bigs like Leidos, Amentum, DynCorp, all of the big defense contractors, SAIC, all those guys are setting up shop in Australia. We're a designated small business, and we are 100% fuck that shit.
Yeah.
We're setting up where the action actually is. So I've
Hey, Paul, would it be safe to say that they're simply just operating in the old paradigm? I mean, if you were over in the Indian Ocean Pacific area, I mean, Australia is where you would go with Five Eyes, and that's where the relationships were, and that's just crusty old Cold War thinking,
it's just
isn't it?
a Cold War. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right, JC. It's that old, Diego Garcia
right.
and in the Indian Ocean, and then Australia, and then you set up a little. They call it a forward operating base in New Zealand. You're stationed in Australia, and
Forward
you're
to
going to have
what?
a forward
Antarctica?
operating base in New Zealand. You don't know what the fuck you're doing, dude.
They get
Forward to
their
what?
asses kicked
Antarctica?
on lunchtime by fucking kangaroos.
Yeah, no, So, my company as a small business, we're setting up camps where we can actually respond to the government's needs in Kwajalein, in Guam,
Right.
in the Marshall
In
Islands.
time. You can get the
Yeah,
over there in time. Yeah.
right. Exactly right, JC. Like in real time. Oh, you want windows in those openings? Yeah, we got that for you, bro. We can put windows in those openings. Oh, you want doors that open and close on that building? Yeah, we can do that for you. Oh, you want these troops trained over here? Yeah, we've got 1,500 trainers ready to go.
Right.
So wait, but I understand the stupidity of it, but I've seen what you've seen, Paul, is that defense contractors are going to Australia. What is their play? What do they think the bet is there? Do they think that China is all of a sudden going to make them rich and need stuff when they take Taiwan? Because I'm telling you, China's broke as fuck, and they couldn't take
Uh,
Taiwan under Joseph Robinette Biden.
So they're Sean, they're short sighted. And they're short sighted because they're doing, like JC said, they're doing that 80s, 90s style
Sure.
defense contractor
Sure, but you're
management
always forward
plan.
looking for profit. And if they see profit
Yeah.
in China and I tell them I'm not even in the industry and there's no profit there, they're still going, Paul.
if there's nobody to pay, how can there be profit?
So what they're doing is they're betting on the come. So what they do is they've won, 4 or 5 big contracts.
Sure.
They got a couple of $1 billion to spend. We're going to send a program manager and a couple of contracts people, and we're going to open a storefront in Australia, and we're going to start putting our tendrils out, in that area.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Laos can't
Well,
buy
that takes
shit.
years, dude. The way you're doing it, it takes years.
Laos can't buy any shit. Cambodia can't buy any shit. Vietnam can buy a little bit of
Vietnam
shit.
can't afford anything. Yeah,
Right?
right,
There's no buyers in the region.
right.
It would have to be a gift. So they're hoping that I think they're
Uh-huh.
hoping then that Trump fails so that the United States government ramps back up war production in,
Or they're
in
just
Southeast
hoping
Asia.
that they can get some goodies in the NDAA that'll go through the usual channels and grease the palms
Mm,
and put them in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
That's their game.
eh, boring.
Well,
Super
no, it's
boring.
boring. It's boring, but I mean, these are not rocket scientists, okay? I mean, these are careerist bureaucrats that have an understanding of how they have worked the system in the past to come up with a decent payday, and that's all the creativity they have.
That
When's one of
you
those
are wise beyond your years,
When's
brother.
one of these big dogs going to fail because they still operate as if the Cold War is still in full effect and that we must fight Russia at all cost? When's one of them going to fail because they can't get modern and realize what Pete Hegseth is doing and going with his DoD into drone war is new war,
Yeah.
and
Hey, who cares when you got drones? Who
America
cares
will
about
be the
Diego
best
Garcia?
at drone
Yeah.
war. Period.
Yeah.
And that Pete Hegseth said as much yesterday. We will be the best at drone war.
Well, of course we will, because we've studied under the best of the best. We just watched a tiny little nation in the Middle East take out everybody, doing exactly those things with our equipment. And all I could say as I watched that was, that's really remarkable. Those folks, it's amazing what our technology can do when it's in the hands of an army that fights to win. Now, if you're looking to stretch something out 20 years and all you're worried about is the next appropriation and you're not actually trying to beat the bad guys, then things get murkier. But if you're trying to win, and what Hegseth talks about is lethality and winning battles, then he's on it. And all of this other stuff that Paul's talking about, Australia is almost irrelevant. I mean, I'm sorry, but the fight is up here. I mean, Trump's told you it's the northern shipping lanes, it's Greenland, it's the Panama Canal. That doesn't have shit to do with Australia or anything else. And to give Paul's company credit, the Marianas Islands, where all those Chinese clowns are going with no visas and all that shit, and they're massing up locals in those places. That's where the action is. It's the South China Sea and
Yep.
north. Has nothing to do with Australia. Nothing. And you can't get there from here.
Well, no, you can't. I mean, Jesus
And New
Christ.
Zealand, shit, New Zealand might as well be on the moon.
Dude, isn't Jacinda still running around down there? I know she's not the prime minister over there anymore, but Jesus
I
Christ.
had a nightmare. I had a
With her
nightmare that
meth teeth, like
I
meth
had her
teeth.
nightmare. Yeah, that her teeth were chattering and they were nearby. But other than that, I'm not sure.
Holy shit.
Fuck
Oh,
you,
God.
man.
Oh my God.
Lord.
I don't look. I don't know how either of those two colonies play a part, like for the West, until the same thing happens to Canada,
India.
and they realize India, and they realize, holy fuck, we're still ruled by the crown. We need to declare independence formally, like the Americans did in the 1770s.
When those guys get relevant again is when India and Africa join the global game, and you've got some action in the South, but everything is South
Yeah.
China Sea and North right now.
Yeah.
So
And
I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Diego Garcia at all. I don't care what Nigel Farage says.
I don't think most Africans want to have anything to do with the West. They want to do their own thing, and we've talked about that in great deal over the last 66 times into the stream. They don't want to be West. They don't want to be modern. They want to be who they are. They want to be left the fuck alone, except for a couple of presidents down there that want free money from the West. The people want to be who they are, and they have some very modern cities,
100%.
and then the rest of them live in huts.
Yep.
And that's how they want to, and they want to be left the fuck alone.
I don't think they have any dreams of global domination. That's for sure.
Make beer come out of my nose, Ben.
Well,
Don't
sorry, brother. That's
I will tell you, Islam does.
oh well, yeah.
How do we talk our friends in the West, especially in like England and Israel, that it's a bad idea to arrest a 14-year-old girl with a axe and a knife who's defending herself from gang rape from Muslims?
It's been a long time since William Wallace was seen in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Because Braveheart is the patriot for the British Isles. You know that.
Sure is.
Yeah. But she's their Braveheart now, and of course she got arrested. I mean, the same way that Tommy Robinson keeps getting arrested every time he talks about Islamic rape gangs. You know, hey, we've got this activity over here. These girls are being molested. Go arrest Robinson. Now, I mean, I realize the dude has some blemishes. Okay, he's not a perfect creature, but the fact is, on that subject, he's right. And you're going to lose the confidence of your citizens if you keep this nonsense up. And I think the future for Great Britain in particular is very dark. I don't see how they come back from this.
I do too, and I will tell you, I know a little bit. I've learned about the 14-year-old girl. She's definitely an activist for Irish freedom, and she's been arrested 20 times.
Okay.
Yeah. So that being said, you look at that though, and you go, that image of her
Yeah.
telling a bunch of Islamic people, leave me and my friend the fuck alone, is iconic. It really is.
That's
Yeah.
Joan of Arc. That's Joan of Arc shit right there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joan of Arc.
or I guess we
Dude,
should say
I
what she.
can't wait to come up to your town and we go out and have like 39 or 40 beers. It's going to be so much fun, dude. I swear. Right, Sean? Don't
Oh
you?
God, yeah.
Yeah, this guy.
Dude, could you imagine? All right, I've told you guys about barguments. It's a argument you have at a bar where
Yeah.
right, and then you just say, hey, so what TV show in 1990s? Will you wake up in the lake of fire? What show is on repeat the entire time of argument? Can you imagine all the good arguments you, me, and JC would have at a
Oh my
bar?
God, right?
And I'd be like, man, you don't understand. The Cosby Show, everyone thought it was great. But could you imagine having to be Theo Huxtable for the rest of your life in the lake of fire?
Jeez. Yeah.
That's a argument.
That's it.
Oh, God.
How about Al Bundy?
Oh, that would be rough. That would be a
Yeah.
rough show to have to watch for the next 1,000 years
Peg.
while you're in the lake of fire. That's that's a good one. I mean,
Yeah.
because it was watchable one time, you
Yeah.
never want to see it again. So if it's
Right.
on repeat for 1,000 years, oh, that's brutal. That's
I mean,
brutal.
you'd be sitting there wanting to, when he sticks his hand in his pants, you'd be wanting to watch him knock something off.
Dude, I got to tell you guys something. So, back in the 80s, when I was a deputy sheriff working on a DEA task force, we were the original Jump Out Boys. We had a 1985 Suburban, had ambulance doors on the back, we had running boards on the side, and we would go out and wreak havoc in the drug areas in South Florida. And much to the chagrin of our lieutenant who ran the gang, we would,
Yeah.
sing and rap and stuff on the way to
Carry
a
on.
search warrant.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that.
And so, there's 2 or 3 guys hanging out of the back, 3 or 4 guys on both of the running boards. And we're like, let me tell you a story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer that about a fed. And our lieutenant was like, you gotta knock that shit off, man.
You open the door to you open the door to some really tortuous ideas. I mean, I can watch an episode or two of the Beverly Hillbillies and find it mildly amusing still. But to have that on rewind with Granny,
Oh yeah.
So
I mean
Ellie Mae.
the most yeah. I mean, there's things about Ellie Mae to admire, but Granny was probably the most obnoxious character on television. I mean, just
Oh yeah.
just a banshee and dumber than shit. And I mean, Drysdale was at least funny with how conniving he was, but then his secretary was as dry as was as dry. Well, yeah, I won't go there. But just Nancy Culp. I mean, these people were bland, and it's torture to have that on long play. There's very few shows that you can just keep watching and that it would be okay.
well,
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Sopranos you could watch and it would be okay. Yeah.
Absolutely. My thought was like my first thought to the argument You arrive in the Lake of Fire. It's the 1990s, and one show plays forever, for eternity. And I thought, oh my God, it's going to be Barney, the
Oh,
kid show.
oh,
Oh, really?
oh my
Would
God.
that not be the perfect punishment to every parent ever in their entire life for
Oh my,
arriving in the Lake of Fire?
oh
Is now you
God.
get to watch all 13 or 14 seasons of Barney. I love you. You
Including,
love me.
including the movies. And you would play him all the way to the end like my son did. He'd be sitting there doing the pee-pee dance, watching that tape go all the way to the end because he couldn't even miss the last note.
Dude, that's what I imagine hell would be like.
Yeah,
You're
it
in the
was
Lake
pretty,
of
hey,
Fire
listen, it was
burning.
pretty bad the first time.
Barney is what you get to watch.
Sean, it was bad the first time. And that was with my son who I love.
Right? And you're
I can
watching it, and
I can't imagine no
you're watching
escape
it
from
on Earth being tortured because your kid just loves it so much.
yeah. So you put up with it. Oh, okay. I'm on this now.
All right, so Bargument, 90s again, TV show. We arrive in heaven. What do we get to watch? One show only.
Oh man, SEAL Team.
90s. All right.
Herman's Head.
Mm,
Does anybody know what that was?
I'm gonna go with Baywatch.
All
I
right.
didn't understand what you said.
Me?
Yeah,
Herman's Head.
Herman's Head.
Yeah, it was on after Married with Children, and it was actually pretty highbrow funny. It was about the four parts of this guy's brain talking to each other, and then you got to see what came out of his mouth. So
Oh
he
yeah.
had like a female part, an id, a superego, and you could see the parts of his brain arguing about who was going to get to speak.
No way.
And oh yeah, I thought it was pretty
I've
creative.
never even heard of it at all.
No, I remember it now that you said it, but I'm still gonna go with God. Well, I would love to watch the Chicks of Baywatch. For all
Oh
the
yeah, Baywatch. Oh, you're talking about the '90s?
yeah,
Shit, I could
90s.
watch. I
Oh
could
yeah,
watch this.
Married
I
with
could-
Children. Are you kidding me, dude?
Dude, that whoever that chick was, I can't remember her name.
Christina Applegate.
When Applegate went over and did Sons of Anarchy, her character was bad fucking ass.
She's good.
Badass. She's incredible.
Yeah. No, she's good.
Paul's Googling
And,
it right now. Who's Christina Applegate?
She was Sydney Sweeney. She was Sydney Sweeney before Sydney Sweeney was Sydney Sweeney.
Right.
Yeah.
Tall, redhead, busty.
Yeah.
What was
She had
Taxi
great
Driver.
genes.
Taxi.
Taxi was a great show.
Oh, with what's her name in it?
I'm drawing a blank. I'm gonna have to use AI.
Yeah, I can't think of her name, but she was a redhead. She was a badass.
Dude, that's
I know.
I will tell you that. Let's move over to songs real quickly. The song to Taxi with that smooth jazz, it's got to be one of the most calming songs I've ever heard in my life. And
Yeah.
it's the whole 60-second intro and credit section of the show Taxi.
How about
Yeah.
Barney Miller?
Oh, Fish.
Yeah.
I wasn't even sure.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah, that was good.
That was
Dr.
a
Johnny
great
Fever.
show. That was a great show. Man, the turkey drop, Les Nessman.
Yeah.
Les
he dropped
Nessman.
America's
like, I
newsman.
swear to God.
Red
Les
Wiggler. The
Nessman.
Cadillac of Worms.
I swear, I thought turkeys could fly as they get dropped out of a helicopter. That was another great show. Another one.
You know what? You know what show I'm surprised has improved with age is MASH. I was not. I got really sick of Alan Alda sermonizing as the seasons went on, and now I go back and it seems rather tame.
I gotta tell you, my favorite show out of all of the things I've ever watched is MASH.
Yeah,
It
it's a
it would make
quality
you
show.
laugh sometimes. It would make you cry sometimes.
Yeah.
It was an incredible 30 minutes
Yeah.
of TV broken up by 4 commercial breaks. So
Yeah.
you only get 17 minutes out of an episode, and it was incredible.
The stuff with Captain McIntyre, Trapper, and him and Hawkeye going back and forth with Frank and Colonel Flag. That shit. I mean, but the intelligence services guy, I'm the wind. You didn't
Yeah.
see me.
And a lot of that was just ad lib. There was
Yes.
so much of that with Alan Alda that was just and they meshed so well together that it was, it wasn't awkward when Alda would say something that wasn't part of the
And they go with it.
yeah, they just go, just work with it. It just worked. I like China Beach with what's her name in it?
Dude, 5 O'Clock Charlie was the best episode of MASH.
Yeah.
Where they're all out there betting how far 5 O'Clock
dude.
Charlie would miss.
Yeah.
And he missed every time.
Right.
Until he didn't. Yeah.
Well, and they're like, we should draw it because they wanted the ammo depot blown up. They're like, let's put a target on it. Let's put a red target on it with an X through it. And finally,
come on, Charlie.
Finally, at the end of the episode, he accidentally drops his bomb in the right place. And all of the MASH unit just cheers and drinks.
It was so cool, dude.
They all go run off and have sex, which is implied. They imply this stuff even then, right? And then the episode ends. Next episode starts a week later. It's my personal opinion. That's the best situational comedy romance show that has ever existed.
Yeah, I can buy that. It withstood the test of time, and the show went on a lot longer than the war did.
Yeah.
I mean, Korean War how long was the Korean War, Paul? About 4 years, maybe?
3 years and 18 months.
3 or 4 years. Yeah, the MASH was 12 years.
Right. I did, dude. I've watched it probably 5 times, but I watched the last episode they had. It was like an hour and a half long. Maybe a month ago. And I was just remembering, I was like, all the characters, they brought them all back somehow.
Right.
All the ones they didn't kill off. And you're just like, and I'm remembering, I was watching it and I'm remembering all the stories and like the newspaper articles and the magazine headlines at the grocery store or whatever about that this was the greatest moment in TV of their final long, almost movie length television episode. I can't remember that.
But the funny thing was the same way with a lot of TV shows. That wasn't the last episode they filmed.
True.
They filmed it like three episodes before they filmed the last one. I don't know which one the last one was, but that was the grand finale.
I can't remember Hawkeye's actual real name, but he's been a producer ever since. And he's made great movies and television.
Alan Alda?
Yeah. Alan Alda. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. He's done tons of good work. He's been on screen a little bit, but not in the same fashion. He moved over to production.
Yeah, and also he had a lot of good appearances with Carol Burnett, which was actually a show that you could watch if you were in the Lake of Fire too, because it was interesting. She was fun, and she never really let it get old. And Tim Conway and Harvey Korman were very funny.
Dude,
That was a great show.
I dude, I get snot running out of my nose watching on YouTube. Mrs. Wiggins,
This is her weakness.
Mrs. Wiggins, and that kind of stuff. It just kills me. That was such great TV. And my dad, God rest him, was like it was PG-13. So when I was 7 or 8, oh heck no, dude, you are not watching this stuff. And Dean Martin with a bourbon and a cigarette, doing a thing. No, 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 you ain't watching that kind of stuff. You need to go to your bedroom. And then as I got older, I was allowed to watch that kind of stuff.
Right?
But it was
Yeah.
just
Well,
Well,
Shat,
look,
Shat-
were you one of those little son of a bitch kids that just stuck quietly back into the hallway and peeked around the hallway corridor so you could still watch the show?
I've been known
well,
to do that. Yeah.
I so I did it, I think, twice. The second time I got caught
Yeah.
and got my ass beat. And so I learned a valuable lesson that I'm just not going to watch that anymore.
So on CBS on Saturday night, it was All in the Family at 7. The Jeffersons were at 7:30.
Oh,
Mash
great
was
show.
Mash was at 8 o'clock. Bob Newhart was at
Bob
8:30,
Newhart.
Oh,
and Carol Burnett was at 9. And then in St. Louis, you had the local news for a half an hour, and then Mannix would come on CBS. And I never got to watch Mannix in
I
South.
love Mannix, dude. We lived in Creve Coeur, and I loved to watch Mannix when I was a kid.
He's like a tough Rockford. He actually could fight. Rockford.
Yeah, he was
Rockford
like
would
an
just get
alpha
the shit
male.
kicked out of
Rockford.
him.
Yeah.
But Rockford was, I could watch Rockford too. That Rockford was funny because he wasn't superhuman as a detective. He got
Yeah.
pissed. Yeah. And his father and his relationship with his father was very charming. I always fall for that, Paul. It's like me and my dad. I mean, my favorite Indiana
Yeah.
Jones film. My favorite Indiana Jones film was The Last Crusade because it was him and Sean Connery. You get to see a father and a son interacting with each other, and those are the. I mean, even the Lion King with Mufasa and Simba. I mean, it's the same damn thing. It's about earning your stripes. It's about making your way. It's about learning from the old man, whatever the old man's got. Yeah.
well,
And of course, go ahead.
no, and I was gonna say they don't. I guess why we're nostalgic about this is because there's very little TV, good TV like this anymore.
No,
There's a couple. I mean, you had Sopranos. That's still 20 years ago now. And then maybe a little more recently, I really enjoyed Bosch, the
I
detective
love
show.
Bosch.
And the way the producers put together with the jazz music and his love of jazz and the record player, the relationship with his daughter.
The turntable with the playing vinyl and
Right,
Bosch
and
is
relationship
badass,
with his
man. It
daughter,
is really
the relationship he
esoteric.
had with his ex-wife, the relationship he had with his work wife. I thought there was I think 6 seasons, and I waited till every Thursday to get the next episode. I like that, but I in general don't like TV anymore. I don't really
Right.
watch anything.
Well, he's got a new one coming out from the producers of Narcos and
Whoa.
Narcos Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to be, Titus Welliver's going to be in a new one that's based on and it's produced by the guys that did Narcos and
Narcos was an
Mexico.
incredible miniseries.
Oh yeah.
Incredible.
Oh my fucking god.
The
dude.
music,
And let me
that
tell
intro
you,
song.
having been a narcotics guy and worked that, it is so realistic. I don't know who their technical advisor is, but he's fucking spot on, dude.
Wait, so you didn't make $5,000 million off of being the guy that told him, the technical guy?
Yeah.
You know what show you remind me of what you guys were talking about was The Blacklist. I thought that was pretty good. Really criminal masterminds.
So, the head actor for that,
Yeah.
I just never
Never
I
bought
just
it?
never clicked with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was just a little too arrogant or whatever for my taste.
Oh, he was definitely that. He was definitely that. I mean, and Paul, I'm not saying that I watched all of it. I watched several of the seasons, and then once it got a little weird with his relationship with his daughter and all that, you kind of lose interest, and they start making it harder to find, and then you just don't bother. It's kind of like
Yeah.
when you're married to my second ex. If it's that much work, I'm not. Yeah, okay, yeah, wherever.
Right?
Yeah, not gonna work for that. No.
No. Well, that's to your point. There is very, very little good TV, and you're like, why should I work to find it? I can just hang out and do shit like this, or I can be on social media, or I go down and do whatever I'm gonna do with my friends. Like, there's no compelling television. The other thing is, when television was compelling, you could not record it without a VCR or a Betamax.
Right. Yeah.
And you all, so like I remember, and you can laugh at me all you want, but I was in college and everybody had to watch Dawson's Creek on Thursday night at 7 p.m. And we would all pile into dorm rooms to watch it so that we could all talk about it on campus the next day, because you had no ability to record it. You had no ability to watch it later. You had to watch it live on the Warner Brothers network.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a different show for all people. But that was a time when everybody got around that same show and watched it together as groups, because you had no ability to stream it. You had no ability to really record it and watch it later. That was actually a thing.
Yeah.
No,
Dude.
you don't remember having to watch shows with friends so you could talk about it?
Not Dalton's Creek.
I think I'm a little older. I think I'm a little older than that, Sean.
No. I get that it's not that show. I'm saying, do you have that experience? That was what I was going through in the late 90s in college.
I watched shows with my family, and I don't know, when I moved to New York, I basically the 80s where I was just immersed in Cardinal baseball, so I didn't really worry about TV too much.
Okay.
And then I moved to New York, and then the Cardinals fell apart before La Russa showed up, and the Mets weren't worth watching, so I figured out how to barbecue, on my front driveway. Tried to raise my kids as best
Hell
I
yeah,
could.
brother.
No, totally. I totally understand. I totally get it. I'm just telling you the experience.
I know people did it. Look, okay. You want me to prove to you that I know what you're talking about? Seinfeld. All right.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right. Everyone at my office would come in and talk about Seinfeld when there was a new episode on over the weekend. No idea what they're talking about. I didn't care. I thought he was a smart ass Jew from New York, so I didn't bother with it. He did that the character didn't appeal to me, like Paul said about Raymond Reddington. You know, I didn't click with Seinfeld. I had enough smart ass Jews in the office. I didn't need to watch one on TV. Okay.
I didn't click with I didn't click with Seinfeld. I'd seen it. But The Office, the American version, I don't know why, but that I clicked with.
You did. You like that?
I did,
I,
and I don't know why, because like my first watch through of it, I was like, I don't know why this is funny. I'm just getting attached to the characters.
To the characters.
And I
yeah,
want to see what the characters are going to do as they progress through this show.
the
So when I
TPS
was a
reports, right?
gunslinger in Africa, we watched the British Office,
Yeah.
and I got hooked on that because that acerbic point of view that they had, I just, within our environment and how high stress it was, that acerbic British humor just clicked with my whole team. And we would watch, the British version of The Office, and it was just excellent. It was
As a
so
culture,
funny.
we love British characters and we love British accents. We
Yeah.
do, as a
Yeah.
general rule. My loathing of Great Britain is I've come to that rather late in life. Now that the double dealing with Trump and then tracing back their history over everything that they've done, the progressive era largely being a British project to
Yeah.
influence U.S. power and military might. I mean, we've gone over all this. Their traitorous conduct in our Civil War. Just on and on. So I mean, great
Yeah.
accent, lousy government. Okay.
Well,
And
how many times have they been so upset that the American colonists kicked their ass in the 1770s, and then in 1812, and then again in the Civil War, that they're still bitter as fuck at us that we won and they lost, and we are an independent country. I will never trust. I will be fake friends with them, if you call it, but I'll never trust them to help defend us. They're
no,
trying to drag us into World War Gazillion, and they want to put their own troops inside of Ukraine. And I say, go fucking do it. I don't give a
Let's go
shit.
for it, dude.
I'm not coming to save you this time.
Yeah.
I'm not coming World War II style to save the
Yeah.
French, Macron,
No.
when he wants to go into Ukraine. Go fuck all of yourselves with your big fucking strap-ons. Go fuck yourself.
no,
Yeah.
I'm right there. And frankly, the World Economic Forum is a project of British elites. You know that. That's where it comes
World
from.
Economic Forum.
Yeah.
Those are words that shouldn't even be put together.
It's-
It's such a fucking joke, but
It is. It is.
damn.
But we figured that out over the last 10 years. They thought they had us, Paul, 5 years ago. They really did. The Great Reset, that was their whole project.
That
COVID
was
was going
their
to crush us,
whole
and then we were going to be
project.
indentured servants. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were going to replace our economic might with China. But I might have been able to tell them, and I said, I'd say to my friends, yeah, I understand the concept. I said, but has anybody told them that communism really doesn't work? And it never has worked. And if there's any sort of market competition involved, they'll collapse. And I mean, just the stuff that Trump's been able to do, the pressure on China is so enormous they can't hold up.
If we pull Nvidia and Foxconn and some of the other big chip manufacturers out of China, they fold
That's it.
like a cheap cloth.
That's it.
They're done.
I mean,
They're
you can
done.
see it. You
He
can see it
Trump
everywhere. I mean,
could reverse all of the gift of Ronald Reagan giving them capitalism. Trump could fold that in a moment by removing chip manufacturing from the Chinese people.
yeah.
And it would happen so fast. Their economy would collapse, communism would collapse around the world because they could no longer participate in it.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you boys. I think Trump understands that he's got them all by the short hairs now. And that is quite an accomplishment for 6 months in office. He's rejiggered world trade. He's on top in every situation, and now he's basically running the world like the Trump Corporation, and he's naming his terms, and people are rushing to meet them. I see him in all sorts of areas as being very mindful and careful about not collapsing gas prices. I mean, we talk about how fuel is down. Well, it's not down that much. It's down some. I think it could be down a lot more. But
Sure.
I don't think we're going for it because he doesn't want to destabilize everything. And yanking chip manufacturing out of China, there's all sorts of things that he could do that would kick the legs out from under the stool. And I think he and Bessent are trying to figure out how to do this gradually with these tariffs and to smooth it over basically and make it work. That seems to be what he's about.
Could be. Yeah.
And that's what I see. Yeah. Well, that's what I see.
I mean,
I,
he's a disruptor, but he doesn't want America on the bottom where we just get screwed all the time.
he doesn't
You
want
know,
to screw the entire world economy either. He's
no,
looking for a way to, like you said, disrupt the way of life that has been since Reagan opened up capitalism to China, which that's a totally different thing. They have tons of capitalist money coming in, and there's
but no capitalist companies.
nothing
Oh,
company. You're right. It's totally
right.
communist companies, government owned companies, and I think Trump's looking at all this and going, I've got 4 years. We're already 7 months into my 4 years, and I'm just going to keep laying things on people, and they're going to have to adjust to it. But he doesn't do it overnight. He
No.
just says, "Here's the next thing that happens," and then they adjust, and they go, "Oh, well, screw you, Trump," and he goes, "Okay, here's the next thing that happens," and then
Ever
they're
since
like, "Fuck
Yeah.
me."
That's right.
ever since he got the money, it seems like there's just been this like Sherman's march through the South. It's just
Yeah.
one thing after another. It's just another day, another initiative, another executive order, another advance over here. Hey, I'm going to use the cops in Chicago, Brandon, drive the media over the edge, and just keep throwing darts at them. And in fact, we could have talked about some court decisions that went against him today, but nobody thinks they're going to last. These circuit court and district court decisions, it just sounds like noise now. There's
Yeah.
nothing's going to stop this. No.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter. It's all they've got. Let them waste their money on that because they're going to. And Newsom.
Ah! Dude, oh my God, what he's been doing the last 3 weeks, trying to mimic Trump. He just looks fucking retarded.
He's a
Retarded.
retard, dude. He is a fucking retard.
It's like, and here, you got a guy who wants to be seen, Mark Halperin, wants to be seen as centrist and middle of the road and thoughtful. You're sucking Newsom's balls, and I'm like, dude, you're losing me, man. You made a little bit of sense, and now you're going on about how smart and aggressive Gavin Newsom. I'm a man. I got this. I put a link in the chat. It's that Cracker Barrel thing. I've also got a Newsom link that I could put in there before we sign off. It's one, make America, California. You know, where you got that guy who's douching himself in front of the fire hydrant.
That is so fucking gross, dude. That's the grossest fucking thing I've seen since I've been on fucking Highway 1 outside of Baghdad. That's
Jesus, I figured you would say it was Laos. You say it was Baghdad? Baghdad's the grossest shit you've ever seen?
Listen, dude, there was this guy, and he's fucking my age, cleaning his ass with his right hand, and then he takes the same water in the same hand,
Oh,
and does
Jesus.
this. And I'm like, what are you? I'm gonna kill you. I'm just gonna shoot you in the face because you're fucking nasty, dude.
Oh,
And he's got his little skirt all hiked up and, clean. And we're sitting there in a fucking armored F-250 going, really? Is this what you're doing right now?
wait. So they have ladyboys inside of Iraq?
No,
Like-
this wasn't a lady
like
boy.
Laos
He
ladyboys?
was a fucking 65-year-old man.
Just being disgusting? Oh, wow.
here you go, Paul. If we want to see the link in the chat, here you go. I got it for you. Oh no, I don't want to leave the stream. No, I don't want to do that. I want to post that. There we go. All right. Make America California. Newsom 2028.
Nope. Not happening. It's like, well, we're going to run a little long here. It's not going to happen. Newsom, I hope he runs. I really do. What I believe it's going to be JD that he'll be running against.
Oh yeah.
Maybe not. It's 4 years or 3 years from now. Marco could be the guy. But I hope they run. I really hope they run him. I do. Let him be the guy that gets destroyed by the Republican vote in the presidential election, and let him just disappear from life, because he was been very successful as a Democrat in California. He's admitted just recently, I think it was today, that, oh my God, they're going to put ICE at voting stations, admitting that they have illegals vote in California.
Of course they do.
And we've talked about this for several years. California is a Republican state. If you could get the Democrats to stop cheating, there is more Republican voters in California than Democrats, but the Democrats cheat. Call me a liar. I dare you.
These are the things that realignments are made of. And what the news media is missing completely is that Trump is the only guy telling Gen Z and millennials the truth. He's gonna end up being their FDR when this is all said and done. He will be the gold standard by which every future president is judged, the same way FDR was for the next 60 years. You'll be judged against the standard of Trump.
I totally agree. Paul, you got anything? We got to close this out.
I'm good. I love my brothers, and I'm glad we had this talk tonight. It was really great.
Man,
It's not the same without you.
I might want to do it on Sunday, boys. I'll let you know.
All right.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm down. Yep.
It'd be a little bit earlier, whatever. All right, let's play the fucking song and let's make fun of Edward on the way out the door.
Let's do it.
Fine. The salon closes at 4, so I should be able to do it.
Oh, sweet. All right, let's fucking.
Because then I don't have to sit there answering the goddamn phone. So there you go.
All right, let's play the song and make fun of Edward.
All right.
Ah, yeah.
Where's that Canuck theme? Oh wait, there's no Canuck.
Wait, can I do? Oh, I can't play the Canuck theme. He's not here. I just can't figure it out. What's going on? Where the hell? Oh my God! Did he just play? Oh, he totally did. in the room
in
again.
the group chat. Yeah, he's over there.
What a
He's he's thrown us over for another, Paul.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah. And not the first time I've ever been dumped.
See you guys later.
All right, take care.
Yeah.